In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem. In Memphis, nothing comes easy, and that's exactly how we like it. This is a city built on hustle, on heart, on grit. And at Carway, our rides are built the same way. Tough, reliable, ready for the grind. No games, no gimmicks, just Memphis-style service. Real, honest, and built on trust. Where grit meets grind, you meet your next ride. Carway, grit, grind, and Pink Beetles. Love City Media presents Tigers Live with Francis Carlotta. Join Francis after every Memphis Tiger game as he breaks down each matchup, player of the game, and upcoming games. Now, let's get to the show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tigers Live. I'm your host, Francis Carlotta, joined by Kenny Stubblefield and Roman Cleary, coming at y'all after the Memphis Tigers get a win, 90-80 over the UAB Blazers. Holy mackerel, let's not bury the lead. Sincere, MF and Parker, what a game for the kid. Roman, how you feeling? Kenny, how you feeling as well?
It was a lively environment here in Bartow Arena. By far the best crowd Memphis has played in front of all year, and Sincere Parker definitely shined in the spotlight in this one. A career high 40 points, including 22 in the first half. Did any other Memphis player play particularly well? Not really. I mean, you saw decent performances from Bradshaw and Silla, but besides that, this was completely and utterly the Sincere Parker show. And in the American Conference, that is enough a lot of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I think in any situation, a 40 burger in a game is probably going to get you pretty close to a win, and especially in a raucous environment. Francis, you said it before in the green room while we were waiting to do the show. Beating UAB always feels so damn good.
Oh, it feels good.
It does.
It never gets old, especially on the road. Especially on the road, the history, between UAB and Memphis and all that happened between the two teams, throwing all the trash on the Tigers back in the day, beating them on the road. Gosh, that'll always feel good, y'all. Always.
Yeah, it is over, Babito. Babito, it's over. They won 90-80. They survived a valiant effort by UAB in the second half on 65 free throw shot in the second half. They fought back and absolutely won the game 90-80 in Bartow Arena. Roman, you said it was raucous there.
Yes.
Talk to us a little bit. It sounded.
Oh, it was loud. It was by far the loudest crowd at least that I've covered all year. It was even louder than Louisville for sure. It was definitely the loudest crowd Memphis has played in front of all year by my estimation. It was crazy.
Were there a lot of Tiger fans there?
No. It was pretty much all UAB.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Which I guess is a further testament that Memphis was able to win this game. It's just their second true road win all year, and also their second win overall away from FedEx Forum. This team has been notoriously bad on the road, but UAB has arguably been even worse at home. UAB is now 0-5 in conference home games. So if there was any opportunity for Memphis to get a decent road win in this conference schedule, it was tonight, and it took a lot, but they certainly capitalized.
Yeah, we're going to gush about Sincere for probably the rest of this show, no question. So before we do that, I know you talked about earlier, besides Sincere, it wasn't like a great performance from anyone else. So was it really as simple in your mind, Roman, that the reason why the Memphis Tigers won was Sincere Parker? Is it that simple for you?
Yeah, pretty much, because I just don't think you saw anyone play at that high of a level, or anyone else play at that high of a level, to be honest. You saw Doug really, really struggle in this one. This was honestly one of his worst games of the year. Curtis didn't do much in his return from injury. And again, like I said before, Scylla and Bradshaw, had their moments, but both were limited by foul trouble, especially Bradshaw in the second half. So, it really took this golly performance from Sincere Parker to get it done for Memphis here.
Well, what I like about it is, in a lot of times you see undisciplined teams, which I would say in a lot of ways this Memphis team has been undisciplined a lot this year. You start to see guys try to one-up each other even if they're on the same team. And one of the things that I appreciated about this game is that it felt like this team, they kind of galvanized around Sincere and said, let's get him open. Let's get him the shots that he needs. Let's get him everything that he all that he is. Clearly he's hot. It's clearly he's the guy tonight. He's got the juice. So let's get him shots. Let's get him the ball. Let's clear out and make things open for him. And Sincere, shout out to Sincere. He's one of those guys that I've talked about all year. I think he's the best offensive player this team has. And you need him to be consistent like this. You need him to be maybe not a 40-piece every single night, but you need him to shoot and make shots. Because one thing that's consistent about Sincere, he makes shots than he misses. He is an efficient player. He was that way at Murray. No, not Murray. McNeese, thank you. He was that way at McNeese. He's been that way here. He's just not taking a lot of shots. And so shout out to him. He shot the ball 20 times tonight and only missed 6 shots. And 8 of those 20 shots were three-pointers. I mean,
and he was gassed for much of the second half too.
Oh my gosh, he
was gassed, but he still, kept it up. Man, honestly, before this game started, the last thing I expected to be talking about on this show was actually the game itself, because there was so much stuff that was going on pregame with Penny's comments on Hassan, that becoming a lot murkier apparently. And, what he also said, expanding upon his radio show comments from Monday, saying that he hopes his tenure doesn't end up like Barry Finch. So, the bad trends were seemingly going even worse before this game starts, and Sincere Parker kind of puts those headlines to the side, at least for the time being. And in what is a huge victory for Memphis, it's going to move them to 6th place in the America. They're now 6-4 in the league. And I know that doesn't sound great, but with how volatile the American seems to be this year, they are perfectly in striking distance yet again. Yeah.
Well, again, there's so much to talk about, and let's bring it up now because I'm seeing some stuff in the comments. W Minor says, where was Davis? Ashton Hardaway also did not play today. Yes, Penny Hardaway did play 10 guys, but there were a couple quote-unquote regulars who didn't see the floor. Majok only played 4 minutes as well, so really Penny only played – well, actually, Warden played 6 minutes, so Penny really played 8 guys.
8 guys tonight,
was that just just all Penny trying to shorten the rotation, or was there anything behind the scenes, or was it just a conscious choice to really trim down this rotation?
Well, I mean, by all accounts, Davis was completely healthy. He just didn't play. It was a complete DNP, as far as I know. Ashton was questionable on the pregame availability report, but he was participating in pregame warmups. He was there. He was dressed out. By all accounts, he was also available to play in this game. But I think it seems to me that Penny just made the active choice to not include those players in the rotation.
we got to talk about Hassan. I know. I got to hear your thoughts, Roman. Before I know you need to go soon because Penny's coming to do the press conference. But what do you make of the pregame comments in the radio interview before the game? For those that don't know, who don't follow Roman, if you don't follow Roman on Twitter, I don't know what to tell you. It's ROA Clear on Twitter. I mean, just if you want to know what's going on, hit this guy up. Like he has it all over his Twitter, all over his Slack. But basically, Penny said, "Listen, last time we saw him was January 24th. He got sick, and we've talked to him, but have not seen him. We've requested that he come to the University of Memphis, to the Lori Walton practice facility for a checkup. He refused because he said he's too ill. Brother, what is going on, man?"
I'm not completely sure to tell you. I mean, we've obviously seen these types of situations before. I know everyone is having the flashbacks to Jordan Brown right now. It's a bit too early to tell whether that is the case, but the longer Sincere is out, the more those questions are going to come up. And the fact that he hasn't even appeared at the facility or been with the team since he's been ill, that makes this all the more concerning. Andy Kennedy has just pulled up, so I need to depart here.
All right.
All right, Roman.
Good. See you, Roman.
Thank you, bro.
Shut up. Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, you know what? Let's hold that conversation for later.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate a little bit. Let's not even.
Yeah.
I wanted to get Roman's thoughts on it because I know he needed to go soon. But yeah, you look at the box score and you look at the way the rest of the box score and you go, okay, well, nobody else had double-digit points outside of Aaron Bradshaw in this game. Sincere Parker had 40 points. Nobody else played well. I don't agree with that. I think this team played pretty well tonight. I think they played as a team tonight. I feel like the rebounding was pretty impactful. I think that the shots, the guys got shots up when they had shots available to them. A lot of bad shots weren't taken tonight. And they clearly targeted the dude who was hot. And that's what you do as a basketball team. It's not about a communist box score of like everybody gets to eat. It's about who's hot and who's playing well. And Aaron Bradshaw, once again, 5 of 8 from the field, 12.6 rebounds, 2 assists, 0 turnovers. They didn't credit him with the block, which he did. I remember specifically.
I thought he blocked it.
I remember specifically two. So I'm going to give him 2 blocks on the game, 4 personal fouls. And one of the best things that he did all game was that Penny trusted him for the final probably 10 minutes of the game with 4 fouls.
Yeah.
And he didn't foul out.
Great.
Aaron Bradshaw played a hell of a game tonight. And it's not as gaudy as 40 points on 14 of 20 shooting from the field like Sincere had tonight. But I think Aaron Bradshaw was extremely effective tonight for the Tigers.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that this is Memphis's best performance of the season. I know they scored 90, but it was a good game. It was a game that Memphis needed to play to win on the road. I'm not saying they needed Sincere to put up 40, but in reality, they did. If Sincere puts up less points, 25, then Memphis loses by 5. That's just math. I don't think Memphis as a whole played great. 16 turnovers will tell you that. And the guards didn't play very well outside of Sincere. And I think that is really the problem. Doug, as Roman said, had a terrible game. That was just an awful Doug McDaniel basketball game on both sides of the floor. But I've kind of rung the alarm bells on Doug a few times, and I would like to not have to do that again, because Memphis needs Doug McDaniel to be way better than what you got from him today. 6 points, 3 of 11 from the floor, 4 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal. You can't get that from Doug. He didn't look like the conductor of the offense that we need him to look like for the Memphis Tigers. Curtis clearly was coming back from an injury. Yes, he had 8 points, but his turnovers were so lackadaisical. He didn't seem to be up to game speed, and I didn't think Curtis had a good game either. Quante was okay, but he couldn't hit threes. Thedford had a good game, but I mean, look, this is what you get from Julius Thedford. You're going to get at least 6 points. You're going to get a lot of fight, a lot of hustle, and you got that for Julius. So yeah, Thedford had a good game, sure, but I think outside of Sincere, the guards were pretty underwhelming. The bigs, I think we got to shout out Tierno Silla pretty loudly tonight. Like he played hard. 30 minutes for Silla. I mean, come on, that's a lot of PT for a guy who hasn't been playing a lot of basketball, and he played hard. He's not going to give you buckets on offense, but he gave you 9 points. Like he gave you 9. He had that turnaround fadeaway and late in the game. That was huge. I'm like, where did that come from? I have no idea where that happened.
Tell me when he picked the ball up at half court and was bringing it up the floor. Tell me you didn't think a three was flying. Like,
oh boy,
like, I think all of us were like, no, don't do that.
Because he already took, how many threes did he take? I'm sorry, he took
2 tonight.
He took 2 tonight, which that's got to be a season high, Kenny, right? That's got to be a season high for 3-pointers attempted from Silla. So, but he had a really good game, 8 boards from Silla. And look, if the Tigers can get effort and energy on the glass on a consistent basis from their bigs, that's huge. Ingram was, well, y'all know how I feel about Tariq Ingram. But Bradshaw and Silla, major props to them. And like you said, Kenny, Bradshaw played great, playing on 4 fouls. It was a good performance. I just don't want to say that this is the best they've ever looked. I disagree with that. But yeah, it was a good performance for the Tigers.
It was a good win for the Tigers. And honestly, like, again, that is all that matters, is a win in the win column, putting a mark in the win column. This game should have been a game where the Tigers lost. They should have lost this game, right? Like, because before the game, I had zero thought that the Tigers were going to win this game because I don't think anyone did. They are not good on the road, and as bad as UAB is at home in conference, UAB versus Memphis is always a tough environment. Is always, no matter if it's in Memphis or if it's in Birmingham. But there was very little thought that the Tigers. Me personally, very little thought that this Tigers team would win. They needed, like, it was a desperation type win for them. They were literally, if they had lost this game tonight, they would have been in 9th place in the American Conference, one place away from not making the conference tournament. Right. Yeah. Now with this win, they're in 6th. They're tied for 6th. And with the environment being what it was, the intensity of the game being what it was, the physicality of the game being what it was, the Tigers fighting through all that and winning this game showed me a lot tonight. It showed me a lot about hopefully what we can expect moving forward. Penny has clearly found a rotation of guys that he wants to play. It is confusing that Ashton and Zach did not play. But if this kind of intensity and level of fight is what we get from the guys that are playing, these 8 guys that got major minutes, bro, let's do that moving forward, right? Because that's one thing that I have never really bought into too much about this team, is that there have been games where they have looked disinterested, right? But the majority of the time they have fought hard, a lot of energy. They fought, they've played well, they've played hard. It was just a good thing to see them get some success from their hard play tonight, because they haven't had a lot of it this year. So shout out to them. I mean, during that second half, when UAB pulled it to within 3, I thought the game was over. Was it 1? Okay.
Yeah, within 1.
I thought the game was over. And I thought we were going to be talking about another loss for this Tigers team. And then immediately Sincere Parker went on a 8-0 run by himself and pushed it back out to 9, and it never got below that after that. So shout out to, just a great play, man. Just a great play by the Tigers and great play by Sincere tonight.
Yeah, I do want to highlight this sequence that you're bringing up, Kenny, because I had this feeling that I think, as you mentioned, I think every other Tigers fan watching this game felt that, oh, here we go again. Like the Tigers they're gonna be in control, and then all of a sudden they're gonna find a way to lose a basketball game that they had no right losing, no right to lose a game, but they'll find a way to lose because that is how this season has gone for Memphis. It happened at Tulsa. It happened so many times throughout this season. I think I tweeted out like, oh, it's going to happen, isn't it? Like the implosion is going to happen here and now. It started after Bradshaw got his fourth foul. He got his fourth foul like with around 13 minutes left in the game. And you're already thinking to yourself, like, all right, well, this is Bradshaw's fourth. Penny's going to sit him. And when Bradshaw's off the floor, frankly, the Tigers are not as good. Bradshaw is actually a vital piece of this team, which is a wild thing for us to say after how poorly he started the year.
Mm-hmm.
But when he got his fourth, I was like, all right, he's going to sit. UAB is going to go on a run, and they're not going to look back. And they did go on the run. They cut the lead to 1. It was 59-58 after it being 59-51.
Right.
And then what happens after that? Sincere gets that tough and 1 jumper. He dribbles to his right, gets to his spot, rises up, hits a jumper, and he does the too small because UAB had a little guard on Sincere, and he's feeling himself. And I don't know how you felt about this broadcasting crew. I liked them.
Yeah, I did too.
I liked them a lot. I thought they were a really good duo. And the color commentator, I'm forgetting both of their names, but the color guy was like, that's a huge shot from Sincere to answer to UAB's run. Huge shot. And it was like, you could feel it. It's an and one. Then UAB gets an and one on the other end. And then Sincere gets a 3 because why? Dude, tonight, on this night of nights, you could not go under a screen on Sincere Parker. That was the wrong choice.
And UAB kept doing it. I'm like, y'all are so dumb. What are you doing?
Doing it. And they kept doing it. And he hits that 3. Sincere again goes off. And I highlighted this in my game notes, and I brought it up in the group, in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, the BCM Discord, you should do so. That should change. I brought this up in the Discord. The whole game, right, Kenny? They were running this play for Sincere where he hides underneath the basket. Yep. You kind of have like a little diamond, right? Like a 4-man diamond. And Sincere can choose which person to run off of the screen from. Is it Scylla or is it Thetford or whoever's on the opposite side? And Parker chose to run off of the screen, but instead of flashing middle like he always did the entire game, he always flashed middle, and they would find it to him. They would give it to him. Sincere would rise up and hit that jumper. Sincere then chose to pop to the corner, like a little pop to the corner. Doug with a really well-timed pass to Sincere in the corner, and Sincere hits that 3, and that's an 8-0 Sincere Parker run, and the game was over after that. Like Memphis did not look back. The closest this game got after that Parker 3 was 7. Yeah. Like this game was done. Like it's like that 3 just took the life out of UAB because they're like, all right, there's nothing we can do now, man. Nothing. Like he was an absolute insane scorer today.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sincere Parker. If y'all listening, all y'all 263 y'all watching this show right now, breaking news: Sincere Parker is our player of the game.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, whoa! Who knew?
Shocker, right?
Yeah, what a game, man!
No, he was awesome tonight, and that I love that you're highlighting that run because that had every Penny's talked about it in the last couple of weeks of just how he doesn't want his team to let go of the rope, right? And that was the shot, that was the opportunity for them to do that. And when UAB made that run and pulled within 1, Sincere putting the team on his back and the team and the guys rallying around him and making sure he took the shots that were good shots, right? A lot of that 8-0 run came off actions that they ran specifically for Sincere, which that is what you do in basketball. If you got a dude who's hot, you feed him the ball. You get him more shots and more shots and more shots, and you feed him until he can't be fed anymore, until he's like, man, get me out of here, right? Like, get me out. And shout out to him for not getting out. Like I remember at one point in the second half, he was like, man, I need a break, right? But man, just after that 8-0 run, he said, "I'm good. Like I'll stay in," and he was huffing and puffing. But the thing is like even at that point, he took a couple more shots, and some of them came off of like isolation plays and stuff like that, and he didn't make some of them. But the threat of what he was doing out there, the fact that he was still out there, the threat of what he was doing out there was almost as effective as him even making the shots that he was taking, because now you have to guard him. You have to send 2 people at him. You have to run 2 people at him. Then people are open, and you start to see Tierno Silla start to get some shots. He made this crazy turnaround jumper in the lane. Like it was just a really well played back half of the second half, because they had every reason just to let it go, and they didn't. And so that was good. Oh my God, Sean Day, who is from the future apparently, says Sweet 16, book it now, and he wants to let us know he is from the future. He has seen it. Your lips to God's ears, man. I'll take it.
Hey, listen. Hey, come on now.
Shit.
Hey.
All right, Sean. All right, Sean Day.
Yeah, fine.
I saw this in the Discord a lot, and I see it now on USA Health Insurance Reform. Is Sincere in good enough shape to play more minutes? Yeah, I think Sincere's in good enough shape to play more minutes. He was having to not only carry his weight on his body, on his legs today, he's also having to carry the entire team. Take those 26 minutes, and probably body-wise and how hard he had to play tonight, it was probably more like 52 minutes, right? Double it. Like that's how much basketball, how much running, how much the emphasis was on him tonight. And so that 26 minutes isn't a fair representation of how much he worked tonight. He gave it everything he had. So it's fantastic, man. Fantastic play by Sincere. Fantastic game for the Tigers tonight.
Yeah, I mean, 40 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 14 of 20. I mean, come on. 14 of 20. Are you serious? That's craziness. 6 for 8 from 3. And like, I am not, let me preface this, Kenny, okay? I'm not the basketball player that Sincere Parker is. All right. I'm not. But I can shoot the ball a little bit. Like I can shoot a little bit. You know,
and you're tall. Like don't get it twisted. Like, Francis Carlotta's a tall guy.
Like I could play a little bit of ball, and I know the feeling. You make that first shot, and you feel like, oh, here we go. Like you're cooking. You just need to see it fall. Yep. And once you get hot, you just want the ball in your hand. And as the color guy on the screen said, Sincere Parker felt like he could rule the world. And when you are hot on a basketball floor, ladies and gentlemen, like that, like nuclear hot on a floor, yeah, you feel like you rule the world. Like nobody can stop you. And Sincere, after he hit that first corner 3 at the start of the game, you could just feel it. You could just feel something was different with Sincere Parker. And it was. You know, a 40-piece doesn't happen every day, but that is what we got, ladies and gentlemen, from Sincere Parker. Yeah, there's still more to talk about. Kenny, how about this? You want to go to commercial break? We can talk more about Hassan, talk more about the game, look forward a little bit. Cool with you?
Let's do that. Absolutely.
All right.
In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem. And here we go, the team that I am going to say I would hate it more so than any other team if he was on. It's the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad we're on the same page there because I would hate it. I would hate him to be there a lot more than I would hate him to be at OKC.
Like, San Antonio pisses me off.
They make me so mad.
They could get Giannis Antetokounmpo on their team and not have to give up Victor Wembanyama for it.
Oh, 100%. Because you can trade last year's Rookie of the Year, Stephon Castle. You can trade this year's number 2 pick, Dylan Harper. Even with sending 4 first-round picks to get De'Aaron Fox, they still have 4 pick swaps they can use. They can send out a lot of smaller contracts and do this and keep Victor Wembanyama.
Because then watch what's going to happen in a year or two. Jokic is going to go to LA and team up with Luka Doncic, and the Grizzlies are going to be stuck in Western Conference purgatory forever. Tune in to The Daily Grind with your host, Loot Hatmaker, every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel. In Memphis, nothing comes easy, and that's exactly how we like it. This is a city built on hustle, on heart, on grit. And at Carway, our rides are built the same way. Tough, reliable, ready for the grind. No games, no gimmicks, just Memphis-style service. Real, honest, and built on trust. Where grit meets grind, you meet your next ride. Carway, grit, grind, and Pink Beetles.
Welcome back to Tigers Live, everybody. I'm Francis Carlotta. That's Kenny Stubblefield. Shout out to all of y'all for tuning into the show, showing love. All of y'all in the comments, y'all are the best. Thank you for keep commenting. Thank you for showing love. We'll definitely highlight some of y'all's comments, and we got some things we want to talk about as well in the latter half of this show. Before we get to that, Kenny, I was eating dinner while I was watching the game. I had some Chick-fil-A, not a sponsor, but I had some of that.
They can be if they want to be.
Hey, absolutely. But so, you know how nuclear Sincere was going when I had like a couple bites of chicken tender left, and I just didn't even touch them because I was too busy typing, freaking out at what I was watching on screen, and my food got cold. I was like, it's because I couldn't eat. Like, I was just so excited. And like as Meek said, shout out to you, Meek's 40-piece chicken nugget from Sincere Parker. Tip said 40 burger. Yeah, it's a 40 burger. And if anything, if you're gonna get a 40 burger from Sincere, then what should all y'all do now? Well, y'all should go to Mugshots Grill and Bar. That's where y'all should be going. Absolutely. So go ahead and get yourself some great food, be with great people, great staff, have some amazing drinks. You could have watched that 40 burger from Sincere while eating a peanut butter burger at Mugshots Grill and Bar in your hand, and that would have been a match made in heaven, Kenny.
It would have been.
So, yeah, I don't. How are the roads out there? I am thankfully not in the iciness.
You're in the sunny San Diego. It is it's fine. Out here is starting to melt tomorrow. I think the high is 62 or something like that. Like it's going to be warm, so it should melt pretty quickly. The streets are fine. The main streets are fine. My kids have been out of school for 10 days now.
Oh my God. I bet that's driving you a little. I know you love your children, but I'm sure that's driving you a little.
I love
my up the rails.
I love my kids, but I'm like, y'all need to go back to school.
Yeah, y'all gotta get out of this house.
y'all gotta get up out of here, bro.
Yeah, well, now that the streets are good, all of y'all go to Mugshots Grill and Bar, the South's premier sports grill and bar with 2 locations in the Mid-South, 6400 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, Mississippi, and 656 West Poplar Avenue in Collierville, Tennessee. You can also go to their website, www.mugshotsgrillandbar.com, check out their menu and order something for pickup or delivery. Shout out to Mugshots, a sponsor for Tigers Live. Woo! I'm still riding high, Kenny. I'm feeling good, man.
You're feeling pretty good, huh?
I'm feeling good, man. I know none of us expected Memphis to win this game, right? Nobody did, especially considering how poor Memphis is on the road, how bad Memphis has been at closing out close games throughout the entire year. But if anything, if anything about Memphis that we know they are consistently inconsistent. So after a crappy performance against Tulane, it only, I guess, in hindsight, made sense that you get a great performance tonight against UAB. So hey, I mean, who knows? Finesse said, I see us making a run. Sean Day called us a Sweet 16 team.
Let's go.
Kenny, in your heart of hearts, I'll put you on the spot. I'll put you on the spot. How do you think the season will actually end? Do you actually think that they're going to win the American Conference Tournament, make the NCAA tournament? I'm not going to ask you to predict how far they go in the NCAA tournament, but do you actually think in your heart of hearts that this team can make a run?
No, I do not. Here's the problem. Well,
it's hard.
I like what Penny has done with the I like what he's done with this rotation. I had somebody randomly tweet me as we were doing this live and be like, "Do you still think Given should start over Sincere?" And I'm like, well, you put names to it, and that's not what I did. What I've said from the beginning is Curtis Given should. I like that Penny is starting Curtis and Doug together, because let's not forget, like, Curtis has been awesome for this team when he's been able to play. He's coming off of was it a 3-game was it 3 games he was absent for these last 3 games? Like, coming off of an injury, and Sincere obviously blew up tonight. But I don't think you're going to see anything change in terms of the starting lineup for next game. I think Sincere seems comfortable coming off the bench. It's what he did at McNeese. It's what he's doing here. I don't think you're going to see a change in that. I hope you don't, because you don't need to, right? Like you don't need to change up the starting lineup for one game that was a blow up for Sincere. Great game, all that it was, doesn't mean now you need to start them. I think I like what Penny is starting to do with this rotation. This was going to be a really tough stretch for the Tigers, because they got UAB, who they just beat on the road. They got Charlotte on Saturday in Memphis. Then they play at North Texas, at Utah State, and then at South Florida the next 3 games after that. This team struggles on the road. I think it's fair to say that this team struggles on the road. This is, as Roman said at the beginning of the show, this is their second pure road game win of the year, right? Like, this is the only the second one they've had. And so they're going to drop some of those games. This team is still deeply flawed in a lot of ways. I like what Penny's doing with the rotation. And so could they win these? Could they win all of these games? Yes. Could they lose a majority of these games? Yes. That's just kind of the tone and tenor of this team this year, and I think that's okay. I think that's fine. So, do I think that they're going to make a massive run and roll through the American Conference and be a top 2 seed? And I just don't think that's in the cards for them this year, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, look, in my heart of hearts, I'm also going to say no, just because of what we've seen up to this point. We've seen performances similar to this before from the Tigers, and then the next game they come out flat as hell with no energy. They turn the ball over 18 times. They look lackadaisical on the floor. They don't look like they like each other, and then they lose by 10. And then they lose by 10, and then they play another game, and they go up by 10. They go up by 5, and you feel like they're in control. And then they lose the game by like 2 or 3 because they can't close. And then they'll beat a team by 20 again. This is kind of what we've seen all year. So, though it's not the answer probably some of y'all wanted to hear, it just kind of is what it is from this team at this moment in time. I don't feel it either, like you, Kenny. Could that change, right? Could it change if Memphis then goes 4-1 over the next 5 games? Like if they they got 1, 2, 3, or I'll do conference games. Utah State games, well, as the Romans puts it, it's a glorified exhibition game, essentially. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 conference games left before the end of the season. Could Memphis go 6-2, and then if they do, could they be maybe a top 2 seed? Sure. And if they do, then am I going to then be excited? Yeah, I'll be excited about this team. I just don't think it'll happen because at some point in time, you have to believe who people are when they show you. I've said it a million times on this show, and too often they've shown us who this team is. I am still very excited about this win. It makes me feel really, really good to beat UAB. But until they show us otherwise, Kenny, I've got to be on y'all's side that I can't buy this team as a real threat to win the conference.
Yeah.
And I know that's kind of sad to say.
And I mean, I don't think it's unfair. I don't think it's an unfair statement. Because there's clearly some things still going on behind the scenes with this Tigers team that is impacting the success they can have on the floor, right? Like at the beginning of the game, before the game even started, man, I said, I was like, oh my God, this whole entire Tigers Live is going to be dominated by off the court comments that Penny made in his radio show and prior in this pregame radio interview this afternoon. And bro, there's some really weird things going on behind the scenes right now with this Tigers team. And I want to kind of end the show talking about that. Brother, he said that Hassan Abdul Hakim, who has not played since January 24th, it is now February 5th, came home and said he was sick, right? And that in 2 weeks, they have not seen Hassan Abdul Hakim one time, that they've talked to him on the phone. They've asked him to come to the Laurie Walton practice facility to basically do a checkup, make sure he's okay, because a 2-week sickness is a real big deal, right? Like if you're sick for 2 straight weeks, something real serious is going on.
Right.
And he says he's too sick to come. And so this is not normal. We're kind of getting flashbacks of the 23-24 season with Jordan Brown, where they told us he was sick, and yet he was gone, right? Like he had left to go to California and was no longer with the team. And then he decided, I guess, when he did not get a contract for overseas ball that he wanted, he decided to try to come back, and he did come back and was still pretty bad. So how much of a concern, like at this point, do you just kind of go, hey, you know what, man? Like, we're good. You stay home. We're fine. We don't need you. Or do you think that behind the scenes, this is going to become a problem for the Tigers?
Well, we talked about this before, right, with Penny, and how last season we were very proud of Penny and how he didn't take BS from players. He wasn't putting up with nonsense, and I think we all credited him for that. We thought he learned that as well, especially from what happened with Jordan Brown. Well, we'll see, Kenny, with what happens with Hassan, because if Penny really has learned from the BS and does not want to put up with any BS from his players, then I hope, Kenny, that he just says, Hassan, yeah, whatever, man, all good, man. You know, you don't want to show up, you don't want to fight, you don't want to play hard for us, you don't even really want to play for us. Okay, and we'll move on. You know, no hard feelings. It's all good. You're a grown man. I'm a grown man. Go do your thing, man. Go do your thing. All good. Like, no worries. You know, you can text me, you can hit me up, you know, if you ever want to talk. But if you don't want to be on this team, then you're not on the team. I hope that's what happens, because that would be the right decision. Kenny, we've talked about Hassan along the show. When he was playing before, he looked like he didn't care. He just didn't look like he cared. Like he would walk around with his shoulders all slumped, you know, like all sad and stuff. He would be super loose with the basketball, lazy passes, no effort on defense. yeah, he had that game where he showed a lot of effort on the glass, but offensively and on defense, like, man, he didn't look like he gave a damn to play basketball.
Yeah.
And then now he's sick. And now he's not showing up to the practice facility. I'm done. I'm good, man. If I'm Penny, I'm good. Like, no worries. No hard feelings. I'm good. I hope that is what happens.
Yeah. What a sad way to go out, right?
Yeah.
Like for Hassan, if that's what he's doing here. Because there's not a, like, you don't come back from stuff like this, right? Like, no team is ever going to pick him up or play him or anything like that. He's just not going to play anymore. What a weird way, what a sad way to go out if that's what he's doing. And I hope you're right. Like, in the end, my thoughts and my concern are for the Tigers and Penny Hardaway. Hassan, if you don't want to put that jersey on anymore, then bro, I'm cool. I'm good. Like, that's fine. We don't need you. You know, as a Tigers fan, we don't need you to be, you know, wear that color, wear that jersey with, if you're not fully invested in what we're trying to do here. And I hope Penny says the same thing, right? Like, I hope he responds the same exact way. It seems odd that you just don't hear things like this. And the fact that it's 2 times in 3 years is really wild that this is going on. It's just a wild thing. He also said, he's had some comments at the midweek radio show this week that you know, he appreciated true Tiger fans and that he understands, he hears the noise from the fans that are frustrated with what this team is looking like. He said some other things, and then he said, but I'm never going to be the guy who hurts this team. I know a lot of folks took that extremely negatively, like he was being like kind of like not disrespectful to the fans, like how dare you, like true fans won't critique me. I didn't take it like that. What I took it as was Penny is feeling the weight of what's going on. And we've said it in other shows, Penny feels and looks broken on the court, right? And it kind of bled over into those comments a little bit. And then tonight, before the game, before they play their biggest conference rival, he's on the radio show talking about how he doesn't want his time with Memphis to end the way that Larry Finch's did. As somebody who grew up watching the teams that Larry Finch coached, I remember what it was like when Larry Finch was fired. It took a long time for the city to recover from that. And I still, to this day, don't think that the city's fully recovered from that. I don't know what Penny's tenure is going to end here or when it's going to end and how it's going to end. But the fact that he's thinking that way is very concerning to me for his future. Am I wrong to think that?
No, I don't. Well, I mean, before I answer, are you talking about concerning for his future with the Tigers? Right, how long he's going to be coaching this team? Is
yeah,
that
just where his head's at, really. Like where his head is at. Like the fact that it's an hour before the game and he's talking about Larry Finch and the way that Larry Finch was fired. Like that's very concerning to me as somebody who has got a lot of respect for Penny Hardaway. The fact that that's on his mind is sad and very frustrating at the same time.
Yeah, I know. I agree with you, man. It's at the end of the day, Penny Hardaway is a human being who has his own emotions, who has his own battles with mental health that we all go through.
Mm-hmm.
I said this on the last Tigers Live. I don't know Penny Hardaway closely. I've met him a few times. I don't know the guy. But I know confidently in my heart of hearts that he loves coaching for the Memphis Tigers, that he loves the city of Memphis. I know he loves that. Mm-hmm. And what I know he hates is putting out a product that looks like this. Mm-hmm. He hates that. He hates coaching a team that right now is 522 games into the season, 11-11 and 5th in the American Conference. I'm sure that eats away at him. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, obviously, behind him in the athletic department. I don't know if those comments that he made in the pregame show are because he's heard whispers about his job security. I don't know that. I don't think you know that either, Kenny. I don't think anyone really knows that. So that aside, those comments tell me that this is really bothering Penny, that this team is playing this poorly. And I believe him when he tells us that he's tried everything, that he's tried everything he can to connect to the guys, to get them to buy in. I believe him. I really do. And at some point, if they're not buying into what you're trying to get them to buy into, that feeling is so helpless as a coach. I've been there, and it's so helpless because you're trying everything as you can to get them to listen to you, and they just don't listen to you. And that is it's the worst feeling as a coach of anything. And I promise you, this is bothering him. I hope for his sake, I hope Penny's okay mentally. I hope he's got good people around him. I don't think that it'll end in the same way that Larry Finch's time with Memphis ended. But man, like again, I said this on the last show when it was just me. If Penny Hardaway gets fired, it's the saddest day in Memphis history. And I think you and Roman talked about it too. And I don't think it's even just the saddest day in Memphis sports history. I think it's the saddest day in Memphis history. You know, I know there's an event when Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated in Memphis. That was a horrendous day for the city of Memphis. No question. But for Penny, who means so much to Memphians, I think it'd be at least one of the saddest days in the history of the city if he got fired. Hell, if he stepped down, if his contract got bought out, like Larry Finch, if that's what happens to Penny, it would be so sad, man. And I think this season is really getting to him. Like, not only do I hope the Tigers turn it around, make a run, make a Sweet 16, as Shantae said earlier. Not only do I want that for me as a fan of the team, I want this for the city. Right. And I really, really want that for Penny. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. I want Penny to feel and experience success, true success, as the coach of the Memphis Tigers so damn badly. Because I know he wants it so badly too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's well said. The Tigers play next against Charlotte Sunday at 1 p.m. Charlotte is number 2 in the conference right now. It's in Memphis, so let's hope that the Memphis home crowd, the Memphis home the home sway that the FedEx Forum brings to the Tigers will stand pat. I know they lost to Tulane at home for the first time in they lost a conference game at home for the first time in 3 seasons. Let's hope that we can start a new streak on Sunday at 1 p.m. against the Charlotte. Are they the 49ers still?
I think so.
Yeah, Charlotte 49ers. Yeah. But man, shout out to the Tigers tonight, man. What a game. I love beating UAB so much. What a good feeling. I know we kind of ended the show with a little bit of a, introspective thoughts about Penny Hardaway, but this doesn't take away from the win that it was tonight. And he said in the post game, I'm looking at a quote right now where he said literally the Tulane game last game was the hardest loss of his career. Which is saying a lot because he's had some hard losses. The FAU loss, the loss to Colorado State last year, the Gonzaga game, there's a bunch of losses that he's had that, the Houston game when Jamal Shedd hit the buzzer beater in Memphis. Those games, a lot of rough stuff there, right? The Tulane game felt different for Penny, and he said tonight was about perseverance and belief and not letting go of the rope. So shout out to the Tigers tonight for doing that and winning a big game for Penny Hardaway and the Memphis Tigers on the road at UAB. UAB is a shell of what they were a few years ago. Not a very good team, but
no.
It's a fun game. But shout out to you, Francis. You're the man. We will be back here on Sunday at 1 p.m. or Sunday after the game against Charlotte. We'll be back to talk all things Memphis Tigers on Tigers Live. But shout out to you guys. Shout out to you, Francis. Roman, make it home safely, dude.
Yes, please.
All right.
Yes, please.
I'm out of here. Francis is out of here. Shout out to everybody. We love you guys.
See y'all.
Thank you for watching this episode of Tigers Live. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.